Good morning. Welcome to the Holy Grounds Café here at Good Shepherd Parish. My name is Dave T-Bear, and I will be your host here on Sunday mornings for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be having some guests come on in, some parish members, some kids, some staff, and some priests just to spice things up, and we'll get to know a little bit about them and see how things are flowing here at Good Shepherd Parish. This morning, I have some people joining me. I have my version of Ed McMahon, of Tim Conway, and of Daisy Jazzy Jeff. It is Chris Laforet joining me this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
And our special guest this morning joining us is Father Phil. Good morning, Father Phil.
Good morning.
How are you?
Wonderful. Lovely to be here.
Oh, well, we are very happy to have you here joining our parish. We're going to get to know Father Phil a little bit this morning during this episode, as well as Mr. Chris. We're going to start with a little bit of a game that I like to call One or the Other, or Would You Rather. We're going to give them two choices, and the only rule of this game is you must pick one of the two choices I give you, just to get to know these guys and see where their minds are at when it comes to making a choice. So, if you were given a plate of cheeseburgers, fresh from the grill, or a plate of pizza, fresh from the pizza oven, which one would you pick? Father Phil?
Pizza.
Pizza. All right, all the way. And what about you?
I think I would have to go with pizza as well.
Okay, we have two pizzas. Now, I know this makes me a little bit sad that these are kind of going away with the weather change. However, I try to keep my sandals going as long as I can keep them going. But if you had a choice, running shoes or sandals, which one would it be?
Sandals.
Sandals, good?
Sandals all year if I could.
Perfect. And now going into the entertainment realm, not sure if these two guys are fans of these two at all, but this seems to be a battle amongst many people. If you had a choice of watching only Star Wars or only superhero movies, you pick Marvel or DC, which one would you choose? Star Wars or superheroes?
Superheroes.
Superheroes, okay.
Although I love Star Wars, there's way more superhero movies, so I definitely pick superheroes.
Wow, these guys are literally Justin Timberlake. They are in sync.
We're in sync. Absolutely.
Okay, and now still in the entertainment realm, if you had to choose either country music blaring on your radio all day long, or we'll stick with the ever-popular pop genre, which one would you pick? Country music or your standard pop music?
I would go with the standard pop music.
Standard pop music, okay.
Well, I hate to be that guy that repeats, but yeah, pop music.
This is great. And do you know what? Rumor has it is Kyle is a very generous guy. He's one of our parishioners here that helps run the AV program. He's a very generous guy, and he's offered to buy you guys tickets to an event of your choice when everything goes back to normal here.
Wow.
Now, he's letting you choose between any sport event that you want, okay? NBA, NHL, whatever, or he's also offering tickets to a Broadway musical, okay? Which one would you pick? Would you go to a Broadway musical, a play, or would you take a sporting event? Free tickets, courtesy of Kyle. Which one would you go?
Thank you, Kyle. I would go to the sporting event.
He would pick the sporting event. Now, is it going to be the same?
Yeah, I would probably pick a sporting event, maybe like the Tigers.
Okay, all right.
Soccer for me.
Soccer for you. And I'm going to go with the NBA, Raptors fan at heart. We have one more question, and it's going back to food, okay?
Thanks, Kyle, by the way.
Yeah, very generous guy. Do I get tickets too? You can let me know later. Oh, no. I've already been told no. So we have a choice of your, again, summer's kind of on its way out. Tomorrow is our first day of Happy Fall, y'all. So summer's on its way out. These summer treats are kind of going to go away a little bit as well. Popsicles or ice cream. So an icy treat or ice cream. What would you choose?
Ice cream.
Ice cream? Okay, actually.
Got more fat.
Me too. Me too.
Although I like both, I definitely would prefer popsicles.
Whoa! We finished it off with a split of the vote here. Thanks very much, guys. All right, so now, Father Phil, I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
As you're coming into the parish, I'm sure some people, I know you've been addressing this throughout the week, your background and your story and everything that has brought you here to this moment. I guess some people may already know, but some people watching may not know yet. You grew up or were born in Portugal. And obviously that style of life from whence you began is much different than how it is right now for you. Do you want to let us know a little bit about your background in Portugal, how things started for you?
Well, I was born in a village, so there was no electricity. Electricity actually came into town when I was 9 years old. There was no running water. There was basically nothing. There was no washrooms.
Wow.
So we went from a very primitive 1700s type habitat to come to Canada. The first time I seen a TV was here in Ontario.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was nothing.
Mind-blowing for you, I'm sure, at the time. It was a huge change. Now, when you did come here, I've heard that you had a lot of support when you first arrived into Canada. But for Portugal, have you had the chance to travel back much? Do you still have family at all there, or how does that work right now for you?
Mostly cousins. All my uncles and aunts have passed away. I'm the youngest of my family. I've had many opportunities to go back to Portugal with my brother, who unfortunately passed away about 12 years ago. But yeah, I've been back many times. Very enjoyable.
Wow. So, in other words, too, like going back there, have you been able to travel much around there? Do you enjoy travel?
Absolutely. We went from north to south every which way you can think of in Portugal. Mostly just driving from town to town and staying overnight. But there's lots to see in old country.
And now growing up, you moved here when you were in grade 6, it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's obviously a very tricky age to have such a big change happen. And you had support from somebody at your school?
Yes, Sister Sheila Marie. She's was a lovely lady. She encouraged me to, and basically taught me English within a 3-month period, from April to the end of, in any case, a 3-month period. But she was the one that told me, I was planning on going to grade 10 or something like that, and maybe take up woodworking. And,
Okay.
and she was the one that said, no, you got to go on to university. You got to go on to grade 13. Otherwise, I would not be here today.
It's so nice to have someone who takes on that role of direction in your life, right?
Absolutely.
And so from school, obviously life takes its turns, but you've been quoted as saying a big turning point in your life was the baptism of your nephew, Axel.
Yes.
Now, does he live around here, or?
He's actually from Pickering.
Okay.
Lives in Pickering. He's my sister-in-law's child, and it was certainly a turning moment for me because I realized that being a godparent is a huge responsibility.
Yes.
One that made me change my life and go back to the church because I was kind of absent, like a lot of Catholics. I was kind of absent for a long time.
So you made the choice, and you were a big presence, obviously, in a godfather role for Axel.
Absolutely.
And I guess that makes me think of, with everything going on, school recently just started back again. And I know normally Catholic schools, the role of the priests or representatives from the school would be able to go in and visit the children and obviously talk and have lessons with them and run masses as well. And my kids go to a local school here, which the parish team here was affiliated with, St. Andre. Now, I think that role is obviously pulled away a little bit, that you're not able to do that as much. Is there a plan or any advice you can give to the parents of those children to keep your presence involved, since you can't really go into the schools now?
Yeah, we're very much restricted. We cannot go into schools at
No.
all. We can't even say Mass for them and video it to them.
Right, and that's difficult.
I would say the onus becomes more and more important on the part of the parents. They have to take the responsibility of raising their children, teaching them their faith.
Right.
Obviously, the schools are there, and they're doing a great job. And we're there as well to help them. But we're a little remote. The parents are right there with them. They have to be the primary faith givers to their child.
Absolutely right. And so hopefully these changes can end soon enough, but we never know. Do you want to add to that too?
Yeah, one of the tools that will be available for families coming back in October is our online children's church. So many families were following children's church. We took our break over the summertime, and we're looking to have that ready to go again on our website in October. So we'll have a video and some coloring sheets and activities that children can participate with their parents at home.
Perfect. That will help to keep the message alive with families at home. And another question I want to ask, and I had for you, is obviously before you entered back into the seminary, you ran a business. And did it involve swimming pools or?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Both my wife and I, we owned a swimming pool service company.
So if I ever have problems with my swimming pool,
Give me a
I
call.
can give you a call?
Give me a
Okay,
call.
good.
I know it. I worked at that job for 43 years. So I kind of know that a little bit.
You know the ins and the outs,
I do.
okay? Or the in-ground and the above ground, I guess you can really say, right?
Certainly.
Oh, awesome. And I guess, so I also want to touch on a little bit, you said you ran the business with your wife.
That's correct.
So where did you meet your wife? How did that come to be?
Laurentian University
Okay.
in Sudbury. We both went in to become translators. They had a good translation program. But by the end of the first year, I realized that, first of all, there wasn't much money in it.
Okay.
They were paid less than teachers, and
Ooh,
they were looking for people that would translate into French, because most of the material that's available is in English. And
Right.
it's always much easier to translate into your home tongue than otherwise. So for me, it didn't make much sense. My wife stayed with it. She finished and got her Bachelor of Science in Languages. But I switched over to French and Spanish literature.
And what languages did your wife speak?
She spoke German, English, French, little bit of Spanish.
Okay. And how about yourself? What do you?
Well, one time I used to speak French very well, better than I speak English. Spanish was not too bad either, but that was like 43 years ago.
Okay.
And of course, English and Portuguese.
Wow. And from there, you were married. And where did you settle down at first?
We moved from Sudbury, we moved to Simcoe, which is where we had our business. We didn't really go anywhere else from there.
And from that moment, obviously, life has its twists and turns. And your wife did pass away. And was that, I guess, obviously a very difficult time, but was that another turning point in your life where then you directed yourself
Totally.
to enter the seminary, or first?
Totally. It was the good Lord. You know, we can kind of give up on him, but he never gives up on us.
Nope.
And so when my wife passed away, and I was footloose and fancy free, he started knocking and saying, come on down. And it's up to us to say yes. And I happened to say yes, and I'm very grateful that I got that opportunity.
Well, we're very grateful too, because now we have you here and you're on this new adventure with us. We welcome you to Good Shepherd, and thank you for your time today. And Ed McMahon, thank you for your time today too.
Yeah, no problem.
We appreciate it. So thank you once again, all of you that were able to join us today at our Holy Grounds Café virtual version. And we'll hopefully see you next week, where we'll have more of a special guest, and we'll keep you in suspense as to who that is. Until then, goodbye, au revoir, and God bless. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Absolutely.